Hey y'all, welcome and welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Morgan, and here we do a little bit of all things creepy. And we do that every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So if that sounds cool to you, I would absolutely love to have you here. Now today we are going to be doing a very creepy story time. It's a very true story that happened to me a few years ago. Now a little fun fact about me that's pretty important to the story. Before I did social media full time, I worked a few different jobs as teenagers do. But one of my favorites was in my 20s, and it was when I was a caregiver. So I would go into patients, clients' homes and do tasks with them, help them with things. Sometimes I would just sit with them, but it was one of my favorite things to do. Now, this story takes place in eastern Tennessee. I won't give you the exact town or anything like that, but I actually picked up a shift for another caregiver. She wasn't able to make it that day. So I was not this lady's regular caregiver. She was actually a pretty big drive for me, too. I think it was like a 45-minute drive from my house, but they were offering double pay, and I was about to move out with my then boyfriend, now husband, so I needed the money, and I was like, all right, let's lock in, let's do this. So I took the shift. Now, I want this to be a very immersively creepy story, so I am going to turn down the lights if I could remember how to do such a thing. Ooh. Are you scared yet? Now, while I am going to be telling this in a storyteller fashion, I want you guys to know that everything I say in this story is 100% true. So let's get into the story of the peculiar woman on the large house on the hill in East Tennessee. So this story happened probably back in 2019, if I had to guess. It was definitely pre-pandemic times. I had been a caregiver for a while at this point, and I had gotten a text asking if I wanted to pick up a shift. It was my day off. This shift consisted of like a 45-minute drive to a town in East Tennessee, and it was double pay, but I had to commit to 2 days. And I was like, you know what? I'm off these next 2 days. I can make it work. It was like 8-hour shifts. I had to be at her house for 8 hours. And she seemed like a pretty easy client. Like, we get a little rundown of what we're supposed to do for them. I really didn't have to do much. It was mostly a just sit and hang out with type of session, which were the best ones. The best ones were getting to sit and get to know these people and hear their life stories. It was fantastic. So I was down. So I hop in my little 2005 red Honda Civic that my dad got me for my 16th birthday, and I am off on this 45-minute drive. Now, this is a beautiful town, but it is a very small town, and I had only been a few times before, but the whole town is on this, like, massive river, and you have to cross over this bridge to get into it, and it has a little cute dock area. I'm just trying to paint the scene for you guys. It's a beautiful town. So her house was actually pretty close to the water up on a hill. So I'm driving, following my GPS. I turn up into her driveway, and this house is huge. Like, it is massive. It's this huge white house. There's a little garden out front. You have to drive around back to get to the driveway. You park in front of the garage, and you walk in the back door. So I go to the back door. No one's answering. I can't get anyone to answer at all the door. I go to all the doors. There's a back door and a front door. There are other doors, but it's like they're bricked off. It was really strange looking, but there's a front and a back door. I go back and forth to both. I can't get her to answer, so I'm calling my work, and I'm like, hey, can you call this woman, because I obviously don't have her number, see if maybe she can't hear me at the door. They eventually get her on the phone. She comes, she opens the door. It takes a few minutes. She's just hard of hearing. This woman had dementia. It's probably very important to note. She did have dementia. So we get inside. The house is stunning. I go in through the back door. So I come in through like the little laundry room and go out into like the kitchenette area. You walk through that. You are in the living room. It's not too big, and there's a little dining room off of that. It's like the formal dining room with a big table. And now if you're back in the living room, if you look this way, there's a small hallway with like a bedroom here, and a bathroom in the middle. That was all I saw. Okay? So I go in, I sit down. Her adult son comes eventually. He brings us breakfast, which was very nice. And he then asked for my phone number, which I don't really think I was supposed to give him. I don't think we're supposed to share information like that, especially if we're not the caregiver, but I did give it to him. He said just in case, he needed something or whatever. He gave us breakfast, got it from Bojangles, and then he left. So I am with this woman. We're sitting in her living room. We're chatting. She has dementia. She's having these random, very angry outbursts, which is common with dementia. It's totally fine. But We'd be having a pleasant conversation and then I'd get insulted. Which again comes with the territory, totally fine. It's not her fault. It's fine. So I'm sitting here, I'm looking around this woman's house, and I'm starting to notice, looking at the staircase and looking at where other entry points to the home should be. Like there's archways that should lead to other rooms are bricked off. The upstairs was bricked off. And it's not a situation of, okay, well, this home was turned into apartments. There was no entry points from outside to the other areas of the house. None. It was just bricked off. The only points of the home that you could access were what I saw when I walked in. I cannot stress to you enough that there was no entry points from outside. This was it. In this massive home that probably had at least 6 to 7 bedrooms, this was all I saw. No upstairs, no other downstairs, no nothing. So I'm noting this, I'm talking to this woman, everything's okay. She then does something a little strange. She jumps up, which scares me. This is an older frail woman, so I jump too. And she says, "Do you see the little girl?" And I'm like, Where? So she's pointing, following something around the room. She's like, she's hiding behind this. She's running there. There's no little girl. I'm seeing no little girl. So at this point, I'm like, okay, dementia. Let's calm her down. That's where my brain went. I was like, let's calm her down. I'm like, there's no little girl. You are totally safe. You are totally fine. She's getting upset. I'm just trying to focus her. I'm trying to redirect her. And eventually she does calm down. She calms down. We're back to our normal back and forth talk of it being okay, and then an outburst, whatever like that. And then she jumps again. I'm already on edge. I'm like all the way out of the seat at this point. My butt is clear out of the chair. She's like moving her legs up off of her rug that's underneath us. And I'm like, okay, what's happening? There's blood all over my rug, she says. She's freaking out. And I'm looking down, I'm like, there's no blood. You're safe. Nothing's happening. You are totally fine. She is freaking out. She's like, are you stupid? Are you actually stupid? How do you not see this blood? After trying my hardest to redirect her and calm her down, it is not happening this time. So I'm like, okay, what can I do to clean it? Let me go get a rag. Let me go get something. She is not satisfied until I vacuum this rug. She wants me to vacuum up the blood. Okay. So I go and get her vacuum. I plug it into the wall and turn it on. I make laps around this rug for an hour. While she's saying, you missed a spot. It's still there. She's still freaking out. Nothing is helping. I don't know what to do at this point to calm her down. Eventually, vacuuming does the trick. She goes back to normal. She's upset with me for wasting her electricity because I've been vacuuming for so long. So I'm like smiling to myself. I'm like, okay, thank God that's over. Reach down, turn off the vacuum. I walk over to the outlet to unplug it, look up at this woman, and there is a little girl peeping out from behind her chair. My first thought is, that is a grandkid, and that grandkid saw this whole thing, and it's going to need therapy. So I immediately stand up really quickly, because I'm going to have to go talk to this child now. And I watched this child also kind of straighten up, and she turned, and she walked right through the wall. Right through the wall. So I'm just kind of standing there. I hear the woman talking to me. I don't hear her at this point. I'm stunned, right? So I'm just there. I compose myself. I fix the vacuum. I stay with the woman the rest of the day. The son comes again. He's, asking a whole lot of questions about what his mom did that day, what she said. For some reason, I did not tell him about the blood and little girl. I didn't say anything. I don't know why. I got a weird vibe from him. I'm not going to lie to you. So anyways, I pack up for the day after my shift's done. I drive away, and as I'm driving away, I call my job, and I'm like, I'm not going to be able to come back. I know I committed to 2 days. I had something come up. I can't come back. I just told no one about this outburst. I don't know why, but I told no one. And when I didn't show up at 8 o'clock that next morning, mind you, another caregiver was there. Her son was personally calling me, begging me to come back. He was like, no, I need you here. I needed you here. Why didn't you tell me something was wrong? Was it something she said? Like, freaking out on me. I had to block his number. And listen, I'm not gonna say what theories that I have exactly on this family, but that son was sus. Something happened in that house, and I swear that woman was seeing like a time loop of residual energy of something horrifying happening. I don't know. But I think about it all the time. I really do. Let's turn this light back up. Oh. But that is the end of my story and one of the scariest moments that I had being a caregiver in the Appalachian Mountains. I do plan on writing this into a fictional story. I've actually already started it, and I would love to publish it. It takes very dark turns. I'm really excited for it. I'm about halfway through it. I'm just working on it slowly. But yeah, that is my story.